Good afternoon, Ms. Dean. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
So before we get started, I just want to go over the confidentiality policy here. In regards to anything that you share with me in our counseling sessions, it's totally between us and will not be shared amongst anyone else. Your privacy and the confidentiality and your confidentiality is of great importance to myself. I just want to let you know that. However, I do want you to be aware that I am a mandated reporter. So anything that you report to me that could potentially cause harm to yourself or that could be harmful to anyone else, I will have to report that. So I just want us to have that understanding, and
Okay.
so that you know that.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me why you're here today.
Well, um,
I see that it's a bit difficult for you to talk about, so let me just say that I understand that it may be some difficulty for you to express, but know that I'm here to help to guide you, not to judge you. I want you to feel comfortable, and anytime that you feel like it's a bit too much or you feel pressured, which I don't want you to feel pressured, we can stop so that you can regroup and regain your composure and be able to freely express yourself. But it's when you're ready, so don't feel pressured at all. We can go at your pace.
that makes me feel good. Well, I have gained over 60 pounds
Right.
in a little over a year.
Okay.
During the course of that time, a lot has changed with me. I don't want to get out of bed some days. I don't like trying on clothes. I don't want to look at myself in the mirror. I don't want to go anywhere because I feel like when people look at me, they see a fat person.
Mhm.
They see disgust.
Right.
So it causes me to stay home and be antisocial. I don't like the person that I'm looking back at.
Right.
Also, health wise, my family has a history of diabetes, high blood pressure, strokes, you name it.
Right.
And I do feel like if I continue on this path, then that will be my life as well.
Right.
And so that alone is very fearful because I don't want that for myself.
Right. So, just to make sure that I'm clear, you gained a significant amount of weight in the past year, and this weight gain has caused you to, in a sense, isolate yourself from others and kind of impede on your daily functioning of what you normally would do, and it has you in a place where you are scared of what could potentially happen to you, and that's due to your family having a history of some pretty severe illnesses that could be life-threatening.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, definitely.
Okay. And so tell me, how did we get to this place? How did we gain this weight? What happened?
I was living in Tallahassee, where I was, born and raised,
Mm-hmm.
and I gave everything up at the last minute, kind of, and decided to go to nursing school in Louisiana.
Right.
I did not know anyone in Louisiana, so for me it was moving somewhere where I had no support system.
Right.
Being in a demanding program, paying out-of-state tuition, and I had to work full time.
Right.
So I would work at night and go to school at the daytime. So usually when I did eat, it was usually convenient food, fast
Right.
food, or food that I could quickly whip up, food that reminded me of home
Right.
because I had no one else around. I also was active back home. When I moved to Louisiana, I didn't have time to be as active. And my activity level kind of became a back burner type situation. It wasn't a priority because I didn't have time for it. So I started packing on weight
Right.
then.
So your demanding schedule when you moved and being away in a foreign place where you don't know anyone and you don't have that support system kind of threw you off course and caused you to, pick up some habits that you didn't have before. And so you basically used food not only as a convenience, but as a comfort for things that you missed from back home with your family, and also to kind of get you through.
Yes, definitely. It made me feel like I still had a piece of home in Louisiana. So
Right.
it was definitely a crutch.
So it was some normalcy there in a
Yes.
place that was unfamiliar to you.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And so, tell me more about this person that you were before all of this that happened.
For the most part, I worked out 7 days a week.
Right.
All the time. I was under 200 pounds.
Right.
Like, I was fit. I was toned. I had healthy lifestyle as far as my eating choices. I went to work, but my regular day incorporated eating healthy,
Right.
and working out. It just was a part of my life.
Right.
But now, not so much.
Right. And I see that when you talk about, the person that you were before, you get high pitched and you get almost enthusiastic about that. So that was a happy place for you, a happy time for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so, what do you think that we can do to get you back to that place?
I'm not sure. Like, just starting somewhere.
Okay.
Healthier eating choices.
Okay.
Consistency.
Okay.
As far as with an activity or a workout or something. Sticking to, what I say I'm going to do.
Right.
Because at this point, I'll say that I'm going to go work out and it starts raining and that doesn't happen. And then the next thing you know, I haven't worked out in a week.
Okay.
So there's no consistency there.
So it sounds like we kind of let certain things help us to formulate excuses and that we lack some motivation.
Yes.
Okay. And so, what would motivate you? What has motivated you in the past to live a healthy lifestyle, an active lifestyle?
In the past, my progress has motivated me. Being able to look at myself and be like, I like who I am becoming, or I like what I see, was enough for me to, wake up the next morning and continue to make healthier choices, continue to work out. Now, I don't necessarily have that motivation. When I look in the mirror, there's no progress. So that, for one, could definitely, if I start making progress, which would require me to actually stick to something, that would be a start.
Okay. And so what hinders us from getting to that place where we just start? What is it that deters us from doing that?
There should be nothing. I tend to just get lazy sometimes.
Okay. And so tell me, we're in a different space now. What is your workload like? What's going on in your day-to-day life that consumes you, that hinders you from, getting back on track?
My work is very demanding.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any set hours. I could be out 11 o'clock at night. I could get off at 4.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of just depends on my caseload for the day. I have the opportunity to do better. I won't deny that. I just tend to take the easy road out. So if it's easier for me to grab something to eat than it is for me to cook something, then I'll grab something and it won't be healthy.
Okay.
But my lifestyle could be altered for the benefit of my health if I truly stuck with the change.
Right. And so how bad do you want to change?
I want to change bad. Um, I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and like what I see.
Right.
I want to be able to go out and not be in fear of people looking at, oh, how heavy she is, or she's a big girl. You know, I want people to see more than just my weight when they look at me.
Right.
Um, so it's very important to me.
So it's definitely, this whole situation has definitely affected your self-esteem and the way that you view yourself.
Yes.
Right. And so moving forward, what are some of the steps that you are going to take so that you can get back to this place that you want to be in?
I need to start. You know, that's the biggest thing, just getting started. But consistency is also something I need to make changes that I can stick with.
Right.
That way I am able to see the change that motivates me to do better. So I joined the gym, but I need to go.
Right.
Looking into trying to get a trainer, something that would push me in the right direction.
Right. Do you have anyone that you can talk to that is a support system to you that can hold you accountable?
I have my sister.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's been there for me. She listens to me, and she kind of understands what I'm going through. So it's been easy to talk to her.
Okay.
But I do find myself tending to lean more on those who provide that unconditional love.
Okay. So, do you have anyone that's in your corner? And don't get me wrong, unconditional love is good. I think that, you know, it's something that you need. But do you have someone that's going to love you despite that, to say, listen, I love you unconditionally, but at the same time, I'm going to hold you accountable and ensure that you are holding up to your end of the bargain and wanting to do better for yourself and live a healthy life?
Yeah, I have a friend that can do that. That has been pretty consistent throughout the entire ordeal.
Okay. And how often do you and this person talk?
Quite often.
Okay. And so, what's that like? I mean, how you guys talk often, but do you really express to this person what's going on and that you need them to be of assistance to you?
Not necessarily.
Okay. And what holds you back from doing that, to having that conversation with them?
I'm not really sure. I just never tried to have the conversation, to be honest. But I don't feel like if I had it, they would not be open to it. They would be understanding. I feel like it.
Okay. And so, tell me, what do you think are some things that you're willing to do in the near future to kind of get you jump started on the track of doing better and living better?
I need to make, healthier choices.
Right.
Maybe prepare for the day before. Be able to stick to an activity, or at least consistently participate in that physical activity several times a week, so that I can stay active and just try and not isolate myself.
Right. And so tell me, what is a day like in your life currently? What is something, how do you move now? How do you go along now? What's your daily regimen?
Wake up, coffee, lunch, go to work, lunch, and then lunch is usually whatever I can grab on the way out, unless I've cooked, and then I'll bring something, but that's rare. And then after work, grab something on the way home, or either eat whatever is at the house, snack or something like that, and go to bed.
So when you are picking up these foods, do you ever consciously think about the things that you're consuming and that you're buying and that you're putting in your body?
Yeah, after the fact.
Okay.
After the fact.
Okay. And so, what do you think that we can do to kind of change that?
Um, let's just really think about the choices that I'm making and the effect they have long term.
Right. And so, do you feel like that's something that you can do to take a moment before you make those decisions to think about how it could negatively affect you? Have you ever really put much thought into that?
Not so much thought before as much as I do after the fact.
Okay.
Because no, it's always about what you want, and then after the fact, it's a regret
Right.
kind of issue with me. But I could.
Okay. Now, do you think that in regards to making better choices with the things that you're consuming, that maybe you can, possibly meal prep the week prior? Because I know that your schedule is very busy, and that you don't always have time. But do you think that you can possibly start by setting out a day, maybe like on Sunday, to meal prep certain meals so that when it leads into your work week, you're not scrounging around trying to find something to eat, which would cause you to make those poor choices in the food that you pick up.
Yeah, I could try that.
Okay.
I could try. And meal prep on like a Sunday or Monday.
Okay. And so, in regards to your exercising, what can we do about that? What are your thoughts about that?
I need to start utilizing my gym membership. So if I can just go consistently for a couple days a week, then that would be a start.
Okay. So you think that you can commit to 2 days a week that you can start going to the gym?
I can commit to 2 days.
Okay. And then what else do you think that you could possibly do? I mean, what else do you feel that could help you along, to get to this better place? And we want to keep in mind that small steps are good. So don't get discouraged, with and feel that it's overwhelming. Just the small steps towards attaining our goals is important.
I think ultimately, if I can stay consistent,
Okay.
I will be in a better position.
Okay.
I just have to get there.
Okay. So we've discussed a lot in regards to, how you gaining weight has caused you to kind of isolate yourself from, others, and has clouded your thoughts about yourself, and your negative eating habits, and how it can overall affect your health. You are willing to commit to trying to better your diet and be more active, which is very important. I think that those are things that you can do that would better to help you. What I also think is important is that you keep in mind that when you're making those negative choices, that you have this goal that you want to be better and you want to live better, and that you don't want your health to be affected, and that you want to live a healthy life. So what is important is that you try to remain consistent to what the goals that you've set out and the things that you choose to do, and also in regards to you feeling down about yourself, maybe we need to give ourselves some positive affirmations before we start our day, so that we can kind of build ourselves up. And once we do that, we're able to make those better choices and be better. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come in and discuss some difficult things, and then the weeks coming up when we continue on to progress, that you will see that you're making some good strides at the goals that you have set for yourself.
Yeah, so too. I appreciate you taking this out to talk to me today.
Okay, well, thank you again for coming in, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
You too.